What's going down, T-Cells and T-Squad? So I'm doing this review over again because I'm still like a little bit, and I just felt the need to just do this review all over again because I kind of felt like I was rambling in some places and my mind is just running 1,000 miles an hour, y'all. That's all. But I'm fine. Y'all know I normally be in my fields around this time of year, but I'm all right though. Just keep me in your prayers. That's all I ask. So Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Girl, these Salt Wives. This is season 2, episode 9. I was driving Carpool, girl. So Mary is up here giving her bag lady realness, her boho chic, I guess. Girl, her Larag Ben Couture or whatever the hell that was supposed to be like from them ugly ass jeans with them ugly big ass patches to them god awful ass tarnished ass gold shoes she had on, down to that damn throw blanket that she had thrown over her damn shoulder. It was just way too much, and I really would love for Mary to just dress regular. You home, you in your house. Yeah, the cameras are there, but you're in your house, girl. If you don't go and put you on an Adidas tracksuit or some shit like that, and go and film your damn scene, because it's like you came up here looking like that, but then you want to get on these ladies about their fashions. I don't understand how you could do that when your fashions have been god awful first season. Now I will say this season your professional looks have been a whole lot better, but I mean you can't be sitting up here throwing all types of shade about fashions and all of the rest of this. Girl, have you not seen your history? I'm just saying. But anyway, she's inviting all of the ladies except for Jeannie down to an Italian cooking class, I guess. And she's giving the ladies a dress code. And I don't understand why every event she has, it has to be a dress code. I don't understand that. Like, that's just team too much. Maddie. Since we want to go down to Italy, Maddie, that's just way too much, girl. Moving on. So, Meredith and Jeannie have an in-home spa day, and Jeannie got the nerve to come out of her face. And Jeannie, I like you, but you got the nerve to come out your face and say Mary owes you an apology. For what? I'm trying to understand. And y'all know I don't even see it for Mary. But right is right and wrong is wrong, and I'm sorry. In that moment, you were doing entirely too much. Mary did not do nothing for you to come off on her the way that you did. Don't get me wrong. Is Mary a disgusting human being? Absolutely. But she didn't do anything personally to you for you to treat her and came off at her in the way you did. So with that, Jeannie, I love you, boo. But in the matter of being fair here, I don't feel like she owe you a damn thing. She matched the energy that you gave her. I mean, I'm just saying. But Meredith feels like, you know, if her and Shawshank can be in the same room with each other for more than 5 minutes and it not be a big deal, then her and Mary could damn sure. And that's another thing, too. Y'all can do it because it's not as if what y'all going through is that deep. Y'all ain't friends like that. So it shouldn't be that deep. Like, neither one of y'all should still be holding on to that. Moving on. So Heather and Ashley go to celebrate her niece's 25th birthday, I believe it was. Whitney, girl, give me that Givenchy red blouse, girl. You don't know what to do with that. That was the blouse that I went up for. If y'all remember my Potomac review, and out of nowhere I queened out for that red blouse that she had on. That was that blouse, and I want it. All right, and yes, it's a hand-me-down, and I don't care. You understand me? That's expensive hand-me-down. That's fine. You should have no problems with accepting expensive hand-me-downs. Girl, give me that. Because you done already wore that one time. We done already seen it. We ain't going to see you in it again. Let me get that, child. Yes, that top was everything. So they had an interesting dialogue about her niece and husband, I assume. Both of them leaving the Mormon church basically because of the things that they found out and the doubts that they started to have. And listen, I'm not mad at it. Do what make y'all feel good. All right, can't nobody make y'all feel bad about the decisions that y'all make, especially as grown adults that's taking care of y'all goddamn self. All right. And if you feel as though your church is doing cult activities, much like Cesspool Missionary Temple is over there, that Mary is presiding over, get the hell up out of there. I wasn't mad at the conversation. I was down for it. So Shawshank and her sidekick go out snowshoeing, whatever, and basically talk about something, doing what her therapist suggests. And she talks about how all of the sacrifices she made, and by sacrifices, fundling and swindling and stealing and scheming and stolen all these damn people funds. You know that it is? Because of all of her thievery, it was taking her away from her cheering, especially Omar, because y'all know Omar don't want to have nothing to do with her. Don't worry about it, Omar. We don't either. But apparently he's deciding to give her a new lease on life. I mean, I guess that's your mama. You only get one. You know what I'm saying? And you can't pick your mammies. So I mean, I get it. But anything dealing with Shawshank and Stu from this point on, it falls on deaf ears. It did. First of all, it was real blah. It was real bland. It was real dry. It was real dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, their scenes together are just it's so stale. It's just there. You know what I mean? And whatever. I'm glad you and Omar getting on a better relationship. I hope y'all can keep that up while you behind bars, you thieving heifer. So, Mary's cooking event. So, Mary comes in nitpicking as usual. Now, Mary is funny because we always want to talk about what the Bible says. You might need to try another shtick, and I think event planning is the best thing for you to go in, because your calling was not getting up in nobody's pulpit, because women asses are not the asses that's supposed to be delivering those sermons. In the Bible, the same Bible that y'all thump around, it says that a woman's place isn't in a pulpit. So because of which, I think event planning will probably be the best thing for you to go into, because you was able to help them people out. Now, you was rude and nasty about it, but you did give them some great advice, even though you was rude and nasty about it. And God don't like ugly, especially when you supposed to be caping for him. I'm just saying. So, Shawshank comes in doing the absolute most as usual. Like, she comes up in there wearing the Italy flag on her back coming in. Like, just way too much. Girl, did you steal that too? Is that evidence too? Anyway, Meredith comes in giving me life, baby. Meredith comes in, baby. She was giving me Angelina Jolie and Salt, bitch. Like, I was living for the all black. It was leather. The boots was leather. That right there, that was Italy chic. I was down for that. And then the back of it just had a statement on the back, with the back being out like I live. She had her hair in that old nasty bun. I was down for it. I was here for it. And Lisa comes in giving what Lisa gives, which is normally great. Even though I don't like Lisa, I'm not going to hate on the woman fashion. She came in giving. And I live for that red fedora. So Mary sent Whitney a whole entirely different invitation with a whole entire different dress code. She sent her some slutty type mafia type dress code. So she came in her it was a cute little pinstripe gold, mafia inspired type of thing. Like, it was real cute what she had on. It was real cute. It was really cute. Listen, I know some people may feel like Whitney did the absolute most with all of the crying and all of the tears, but that girl's feelings were hurt. When you really friends with somebody, that shit does hurt your damn feelings. And let's be clear, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear no comparisons about Whitney crying and Big Face from around there to Potomac and her fake crocodile ass tears. Two totally completely different things. And I don't want to hear no word about it. Don't y'all put no Potomac shit up underneath these comments, because we not talking about Potomac. We talking about Saltwives. I just want to throw that in there. But that woman's feelings was hurt because let's be clear. Whitney was the only one that was really caping for Mary last season. She was. When everybody was running down on her about that cult of a church she got, Whitney was the only one of them, honestly, that, really like went up for her in that manner and took up for her in that manner and took up for her in that way when she didn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand, Whitney's frustrations and Whitney's feelings as we dig down into that. And we will get to it. Mary, let me tell you something. I don't care how uppity, and how on the hog and how falutin you try to be. You always prove your hood booger, hood mentality way of thinking. And I know your ass probably used to live like that, child. I'm more than show you that, especially with this stunt you pulled. You gonna get them their aprons and Louis Vuitton gift bags. Like, to me, that's equivalent to having the shoes Skechers. That's equivalent to having a pair of Skechers being put in a Jordan shoebox. That's what that's like. That's just like growing up in the ghetto and you open up that Jordan shoebox, you and your siblings, and you think y'all got your first pair of Jordans, and then you find out that your parents gooped y'all asses and to them and made them butter cookies that they made y'all ass wear for the rest of the remainder of the damn school year. Like, that's what that shit was like. A regular gift bag would have sufficed Mary. So Jeannie at home, and she's doing her own cooking with her chillings because she knows about Mary's event and how she didn't get an invite and she really didn't give a damn. And she says, Mary is real pretty on the outside with all of her, name brand clothes and jewelry and things like that. But she says on the inside, she a pile of shit. And I totally agree with you. You are. She is. I agree with you. But beforehand, you still did too much. And that's why your ass ain't get an invite. Moving on. So Shawshank feels a way about seeing Lisa since finding out that she wasn't invited down to Jack's charity event. And as much as I don't see it for Shawshank, I do understand her feelings with that. So Mary brings up Whitney not calling her back, and she mentions doing carpool. That's why she missed all of her calls. We'll get back to that in a second. So Jack's charity event shows up, and Mary and Shawshank both express not getting an invite. And Lisa had the nerve to put the guest list on her 16-year-old son. Lisa, I refuse to believe that Jack invited all of them overgrown, rusty-ass adults down to his shit. I don't buy that. Now, if there were other teenagers there his age, now that's more believable. And if their parents are there with them, then that's one thing. But I don't buy that, Lisa. I don't buy that. You had an ulterior motive as to why you did not invite Shawshank, but did invite Whitney. You did. You had an ulterior motive. What that motive was, I do not know. But you damn sure had one. And Heather brought up a really great point. Because what did Shawshank do to you to not get an invite? And what did Whitney do to get an invite? Because all of this time, you still feel like Whitney is so beneath you. And you and Whitney ain't even friends like that. But you and Shawshank are. So why didn't she get an invite? That goes back to what I said before about this thing being nothing more than an alliance. And an unhealthy one at that. And Lisa, you're not a good actress at all. Like, you can't even play the part good enough. And then when everybody called you out on your bullshit, you want to sit up and get loud with everybody and talk about how you don't want to talk about it no more and all the rest of this stuff. Well, then you need to stop doing the shit that you do then. And just keep it real with people. If you like them, you like them. And if you don't, you don't. Stop playing these little childish manipulation tactics that you're doing. Like, it's stupid. And it's getting you nowhere. So then Shawshank brings up what the information that Lisa gave her about Whitney giving that man products. And I'm glad, Whitney, and I'm going to need for you to continue to keep your feet, not your foot, keep your feet, both of them, keep your feet on Lisa's neck, because you are absolutely right. Lisa, come off it. You only did that to drive a wedge in between Whitney and Shawshank's friendship. You did, because you felt as if she somehow came in between the friendship of you and Angie. Stop playing yourself. Because you're playing yourself, because you're not playing us. It's very obvious what the fuck this is, girl. Like, just childish. Like, you girl, you and Mary, childish. Talking about something you feel like it's a pile up. Good. It needs to be. It needs to be. It needs to be. Because if you're not going to play the role right, bitch, you don't need to have the role at all. Anyway, Mary says that she doesn't like Jeannie. She says that she's a lot like Lisa, and she doesn't need two Lisa Barlows in her life. Now, Mary, that's a huge stretch, okay? That is a huge reach. That's a huge reach. When I see Jeannie, I don't see Lisa, because if I did, I wouldn't like her. And that's real. If I saw any attributes of Lisa and Jeannie, I would not like her ass. That's a huge stretch. So then Mary and Whitney get into it at the table. Mary calls Whitney an insecure little girl, and Mary tells her that she can leave, and she does. Whitney says that she called Mary back 2 hours after she called her 4 times, and says that that wasn't good enough for her, and how she sends her nasty text messages. And I believe every word of what Whitney has to say, Mary, because that is you. That's you. You give that off. You give that off. You do. And I believe her story. I don't see what Whitney would gain by lying about you or on you about any of this. Because she didn't answer when you felt like she was supposed to. She called you back, and in an effort to try to prove your point, you then decide to not answer the call, but then send me a nasty ass text message. Who does that? Then you get upset with her for not following directions when she came there talking about something. Oh, well, you didn't come in your dress code. What dress code? Because the dress code that she came in was not the dress code that you gave everybody else. So there still would have been a problem. So what point were you making? You wanted to embarrass that damn girl. And you got mad when she didn't. Whatever. So Meredith tells her about the camera situation, and Whitney tells her what Mary's cousin told her about how not to make Mary mad. Let me tell y'all something, and I see this a lot, and especially when it comes to the Kojic churches. A lot of Bible thumping, Bible holding people, that is how they run their household. All right? And I don't necessarily think that Mary's family is scared of her. I think, girl, I don't know. Because when I look at Mary don't put no fear in me at all. But I can see how growing up amongst somebody like Mary and the way she thinks and the way she talks and the way she acts. And I honestly feel like Mary has always been like this. I don't think this is something that Mary just tapped into as an adult. I feel like ever since Mary was a little girl, she was always awkward. And she was always this person. She was always this tyrant and this tirade. That's what I think. And I don't necessarily think that they're scared of her. I just feel like they don't feel like dealing with everything that comes with Mary. That's what I think. I don't think they're scared of her. Maybe them church people are scared of her, but them family members already know she a fake and a fraud and a part-time broad. They know that bitch ain't got no power nowhere in America. They know God don't know her or Uncle Grandpa name nowhere around there. They know that. But I also feel like Mary does hold some type of weight around there. And I feel like, Mary probably can get them shunned from places and shunned from things and shunned from events and things like that. So it's just easier not to just deal with her. You can't bother her or screw with her if you don't deal with her. That type of thing. That's what I think it is. And about that whole Cameron thing, Mary, you should have never brought your ass on these damn Salt Wives. And if you was going to come up here, you should have never came up here with that storyline, child. Because I'm going to tell you something, Mary. All these people ain't lying on you. They not. People could say what they want to say. People could think you a lot of fun. People could laugh at you and your shenanigans. I, for one, don't think you funny. I don't find nothing funny about the shit that you do. Because, again, I know people like that personally. I have some people like that in my family, and I can't stand them. Babble thumping to the max, but are the most judgmental imps you've ever met in your life. Like, Meredith sitting up there comparing stories. Now Meredith believes everything that Cameron was saying because now here comes Whitney with the same damn thing. And that's another thing. Mary, you don't know how to play your cards right because you beefing with somebody that knows all your true tea. So Meredith tries to get Whitney and Mary to broker peace with each other. And Mary is even like, how you gonna sit up here and call Whitney an insecure little child, but then when Meredith comes back to try to get y'all to broker peace amongst each other, you want to say, well, what about me? Well, what about my feelings? Well, I was hurt too. Well, you didn't come talk to me first. You went to go and talk to her first. What about me? Like, is that not childish, insecure behavior at its finest? I personally think it is. And much like Meredith said, when I tried to talk to you, you kept over talking me. You was not receptive. So I went down to the person that I knew would be receptive to what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make peace. You're like, that's what I'm talking about. Even in that moment, you tried to make a moment out of Meredith. And Meredith wasn't about to let you do that. Meredith said, girl, listen, I'm just here to broker peace. At the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck because it ain't that deep. Then you're going to have the nerve and the gall to look at this woman when she was trying to talk to you and say, well, Mary, what is it that you want from me? What can I do to make things a little bit better? You're going to sit up and say, I don't think me and you are real friends like that. And then that's when she looked at you and said the gloves are off. And I'm on your side with that because now that we not friends, I now don't have to hold none of these deepest, darkest secrets. And if anybody was to ask me any information about you and the cult of a church you leading, I'm damn sure gonna speak my mind on it. I no longer carry no grace for you. I'm with it. I'm with it. And if that ain't what you meant, it need to be, because that would have been me. So, girl, we get to the best part of this entire situation, because this was the part that sucked me, girl. So Meredith calls Heather and tells her that she's gonna meet them in Vail, so she needs her to play multiple roles until she gets there. And of course, my friend got a girl. So Mary is flying in private because she claims she has a headache, but me and Heather both know it's bullshit. She just doesn't want to be around Whitney and Jeannie. Listen, to be real with y'all, Mary doesn't even fit in with y'all at all. Mary doesn't need to be there at all. Mary does not fit in with these group of women. Bravo Andy and all other powers that be around there. Mary don't fit in with these group of women. At all. She don't fit in. Stop trying to force her in. She doesn't fit. She don't belong. Okay? If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. All right? We got to acquit her, honey, because she's not fitting in, period. So Shawshank and her jailbird braids show up. And then the coach calls and tells her that she needs to leave. And in the middle of the conversation, she gets Whitney to help her unmic. So then she tells the girls that Sharif Sr. went to a medical appointment and found out that he had internal bleeding. And now he done got rushed to the damn hospital. And they don't know if they're going to do surgery or not. And so she has to leave. You want to know what's funny? This is how I know every word of everything that done came out about Shawshank is real. The way that she came off with that lie off the fly with a straight face says it all. And I'm going to tell you something else. This is how I know these women don't really know Shawshank like that. Because Shawshank is so damn emotional about every damn thing else. You mean to tell me if you were to have found out that Sharif Sr. done got internal bleeding, you're calm like that? Not a tear, not nothing. You cry over the most stupidest shit. So one might will expect that if something traumatic like that happened, you would be a nervous wreck and you would be ready to get the hell up out of there. Hell, you probably would have left all your luggage there, girl. Y'all could just mail me back my luggage. Like you didn't give none of that. Like you straight up set up and girl with a straight. But then girl, 12 minutes later, Homeland Security, NYPD, SWAT team, CSI, NCIS, the first 48, cops, girl. All them people, girl, the fella rallies, girl, the blue and red disco lights, girl. All them damn people showed up, girl, looking for Shawshank ass. And that, my dear friends, is going to be where we're going to have to end that because there was a to be continue after that. Who do y'all think tipped them off? A lot of people keep saying Mary. A lot of people keep saying Meredith tipped off Homeland and all of that. I don't think so. Personally, I think it was one of them producers. I personally don't think Meredith did it. I personally think one of them producers did that because it's great footage for the show. It is. It's good footage for the show. And that's honestly what I think. I personally believe one of them producers did it. I don't believe Meredith did. I don't. Now, y'all can argue about that in the comments because I'm about to go on ahead and end this live. Not this live. I'm about to go on ahead and end this review. If I'm not my normal self, you guys, y'all know this is a hard month for me. Excuse me. That's why. But I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate the ones that's been checking up on me and looking out for me and all of that. I do appreciate that. I appreciate the 2 cash apps that I received this morning too. I definitely appreciate you guys for that. Thank you guys so much for that. That was really sweet of you guys. As always, just remember to like, rate, share, and comment. Most importantly, please make sure to subscribe to not only the main channel, this one, but also the secondary channel, Gags with T. Make sure to support that channel just as much as you guys have been supporting this main one. And thank you guys. And until we meet again, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Bye.